Well, hello there and welcome again to my red couch. This week I'm ruminating on relationships. Don't you think ruminating's an amazing word? I love the way that it rolls around in my mouth. Anyway, we're getting to that very shortly. If you are new here, welcome to my red couch. My name is Toni Kenyon. I am a rock star romance and billionaire romance author, and like I love to say every week, rock stars are simply billionaires with massive ego problems. So there you go. It's great to see you here. I am going to check my notes to make sure that I cover everything off this week, because sometimes I miss a couple of things and I don't want to miss them. So I've got my handy notes here. So first things first, last week's winner of an electronic copy of one of my backlist books is the lovely Dorothy. Now, I hope I'm going to say this correctly. It looks like a Boucher. Anyway, Dorothy, please contact me. Thank you so much for sharing last week's post. If you want to be in to win a copy of one of my books, an electronic copy of one of my books, then all you have to do this week is like or share or comment on my video. And of course, we all know that I love to see the little hearts rolling across the screen and up the screen and all those sorts of things. So make sure that you hit the red heart button, because I am a romance author and I do like lots and lots and lots of hearts. So there we go. Right, so relationships. There is a very big book sitting behind me here. It's a monster. It's a compilation of a whole load of Rockstar romance stories, and it is 12 months since this compilation was originally released, and it came up on my Facebook feed today, and it made me start to think about all of the wonderful people who were part of that. And Lindy has just liked the post, and Lindy is one of the lovely authors who is in this book, and I just love this. It was a limited edition, and we've all since got our rights back individually to our stories. But this made me start thinking about relationships, because I met a bunch of ladies and I worked with a bunch of ladies for over 12 months, maybe nearly 2 years, working on this compilation. And I made some relationships that, even though this Rockstar romance compilation is no longer available, even though that is in the past, I know that the relationships that I've made with these women will go on and on and on. And so I've been thinking a lot about that this week. I also had a meeting this morning with somebody about something that I was never expecting to be ever meeting that person about, because of the way that we met and the relationship that we formed. But what I've been thinking a lot about this week is how relationships become transformative, in that we can think that we might say just be having a casual friendship with a mother or something of a child of ours at school, and then all of a sudden we find that we're in business with this person 3 or 4 years down the road. Or we may find that we absolutely adore an author and like me sometimes, worship the ground that they walk on, and have fangirl moments when I eventually get to meet them at a conference or something like that, and then discover in a couple of years that I'm sitting next to them, working alongside them in cafes and things like that. And relationships are changing and evolving things, but I think what I was thinking about was how relationships bring fascinating strands to my life and make my life complex and beautiful, and it's so much larger than it ever was at the outset of whatever that relationship was. So, and that made me start thinking about the books that I'm writing at the moment, which segues quite nicely into talking about the King Brothers serial, which I had the most beautiful email this morning from a reader, and thank you so much from my heart. It is wonderful to receive feedback, and I sit in a little room next door from where I'm sitting now, surrounded by books and pictures of men and things to help me write whatever story it is that I'm writing. And so I live in this very insular little place, but I write words and then I put them out. And sometimes, or a lot of the time, I don't know how people feel about those. So when somebody takes the time to put their fingers on their keyboard and write back to me and tell me that they're loving my work, or that they're excited about where the next installment of the King Brothers is going to go, that's wonderful. And that's another sort of relationship that I never expected in my life, that is a gift. And then I started thinking about writing the Pearson Brothers, which is the big project that I've got on at the moment, to finish that Hauraki Island billionaire series. And I've been delving back into their family relationships and their family dynamics. And I start to see now how stuff that I wrote over 12 months ago has set the scene for strands of different relationships moving forward that I could never have seen at the time that I was writing them. And I find it just utterly fascinating that all of these little bits and pieces and people and things all start to come together to create this amazing and massive whole that I just could never have contemplated at the time that I first thought about saying hello to somebody, or being kind to somebody, or helping somebody out who might need some help. And so I think where I'm going with this today is that I value all of the relationships in my life, and I say every week that I value the time that you spend reading my stories and writing to me and commenting on my Facebook posts, and just liking and leaving little hearts and all those sorts of things. They're things that brighten my day. And as much as I really am an introvert and I need to spend a lot of time on my own, which is why writing is perfect for me, I'm still touched and blessed by the relationships in my life, however they are and whatever they are and however they come to me. So I want to thank you again for being a part of my life and taking the time to be here with me and to spend time with me. And I think that's about it for me on relationships this week, except that I think what I've learned as well is that when I look at all of my stories, even the stories that I created with these lovely people, these lovely ladies here, that all of my stories are about family and family dynamics. And I think that that's why I love writing about rock stars as well, because band members become brothers, even though a lot of them aren't blood brothers, even though in the Kings there are going to be two brothers in the band. And when I think about it, I've got two McAvoys who are brothers as well. And so I think what that says to me is that I love writing about family dynamics, and that even though my stories are rock stars and billionaires, you're still always going to find a family dynamic in anything that I write. And it's taken me quite a while, I think, to learn what it is that I'm writing and why I'm writing about it. And it was just the fact that the anniversary for Get Rocked in Vegas came up today that made me start ruminating on all of those things. Lots of deep thoughts this week, ruminating from the red couch. And so I thought that I would share those thoughts with you. So I hope you take something from that. I hope that you're enjoying the families that I'm creating and the dynamics in those families. And I am going to leave it there for this week. I'm going to wish you a happy and wonderful weekend. I am spending the weekend with family. Strange, more family relationships. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I will look forward to catching up with you all again next week. And don't forget, if you would like to win a ebook back copy of one of my books, please like, share, comment, say something about the post. Let me know about some of your family relationships. I'd love to hear from you. Catch you again soon. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.